I want to show you what Copilot looks like in Word and what it looks like in Excel, and then I'll talk about some specific examples that I've personally seen.
When you've written a paragraph in shorthand, you can highlight it and click Rewrite. Copilot then offers several alternate options to choose from that are all written professionally. And it can translate wordy or complex paragraphs into digestible visualized tables. You can even use Copilot to add a column with extra data, which it can complete automatically. Copilot also makes you the expert on any document. Simply ask a question about the content, and Copilot will provide a concise response. Copilot puts all the rich capabilities of Excel at your fingertips. Say you need to analyze this quarter's sales results for the monthly business review. You start by asking Copilot to analyze the data and give you 3 key trends. Within seconds, you've got what you need, but you want to drill in. You ask Copilot a follow-up question about one of the trends. Copilot creates a new sheet, giving you a sandbox to play in, and helping you get a better understanding of what's happening without modifying the data in the original sheet. You ask Copilot to visualize what contributed to the decline in sales growth this period. Copilot adds a little color to make the problem jump off the page. Now you want to dig a little deeper and ask a follow-up question with a what-if scenario. Copilot not only answers your question, it creates a simple model of the scenario, and even asks you if you want to learn more about what it did, with a step-by-step breakdown. Finally, you can ask it to create a graph of your projected model. Copilot has turned a sea of data into clear insights and actions.
I'm going to share one of my own Excel examples, and that Excel demo is great at showing some of the analysis and pattern recognition capabilities of the Copilot skill set, which is continuing to evolve. Every week I'm seeing new announcements of Copilot can now do this, Copilot can now do this, here's things to try, and I'll show you some examples of those. Just this week, I was working with a set of Microsoft Azure data, and I was trying to analyze the spend patterns of Microsoft Azure Virtual Cloud or public cloud data. And Microsoft gave me all the data, and then I was looking at these long field names, like the first bold-faced example, and I was realizing, really all I need is the name that's at the end of it. Sure, I could have gone to Google, I could have gone into the Excel help and said, you know what? How do I just get rid of it all except for that last little bit? But instead, and these are my actual screenshots, I went into Copilot over on the side in Excel, and I said, hey, I want a formula in this column that includes just the text after the final / from the other column on the same row. And Copilot thought about it for about, I think it took 10 seconds or so. And then it came back and it gave me, here's the formula. And it understood the context about what I was asking for, and it even gave me the finished formula. All I was able to do at the end, I hit copy and I hit paste and I dropped it into that column, and notice that its example even included the reference to the column name that I said that I wanted to use as the source. I didn't have to edit the formula at all, and it worked first try. Also notice up at the top, the thing that Copilot responded back with said, here's a formula to review and insert. The review and insert is an important caveat. AI is not perfect. I know that in the prior AI webinars, I've called out, hey, look, the guy in the front photo is missing feet. In this particular photo that got generated, the guy that's in the center, his chair doesn't have any legs on the right-hand side, but you probably don't notice those things. But AI does not create perfect results out of the box. AI gets you started. It gets you over that initial creativity hump, or I just need something to start with. How many of you have tried to problem solve looking at a just totally blank whiteboard and you're like, what do I even do with this? If you can phrase that as a question, Copilot gets you started with it, and then Copilot advises you every step of the way. Just understand you're taking responsibility for what this is going to be doing. I'm going to try to help you out, but I'm not going to solve the problem for you because I don't necessarily know all the skills and experience that you have. It still requires a person to look at it. It's the equivalent to the car commercials where everybody's driving great cars across the desert sliding sideways, professional driver on closed course. Do not attempt and all that. Copilot gets you to the point where, okay, it's up to you now. I've got you started. You can do what you need to do. When you're interested in what Copilot can actually do for you, Microsoft has actually put this public, you can actually access this right now, copilot.cloud.microsoft/in-us/prompts. Copilot keeps a running tally of, hey, these are cool things that we are seeing people use Copilot for that we have seen new skills developed. There's nothing in here that has private data or private information. This is aggregated information, but you'll see things like, hey, Copilot can now do these things. Because, hey, what's the latest from this person organized by email, chats, and files? I'd like to draft an email with this sort of content. Could you tell that it's AI written? Yeah, probably. Is it going to write with the same flair that you do? Probably not. Is it going to get you 60, maybe 70% of the way there? So all you have to do is edit it and personalize it. Yeah. If you just send that email, someone's going to look at it and say, well, this is kind of generic and it may not necessarily be as personal, but it gets you that far that quickly. That's where the productivity benefits of Copilot are.